it can take you 1 or 2 games and you're the next big thing, and then it takes you 2 or 3 games, and then you're back in that buppy and trying to get that trying to get that position back.
So did you win any junior trophies with the Bulls?
Actually, only one under 21 2 finals, and under 19 final as well, but lost in the final.
Lost those 2 against Province?
Nah.
Ruckers, the boys are back in town. The Springboks are back. Behind the Ruck is back. It's Thursday, 6 p.m. Okay, you know the deal by now. And Behind the Ruck is supported by SuperSport Bet. Okay?
Come on.
If you haven't signed up yet, get your skin in the game. Okay? But while you're there, subscribe as well. Okay? We're in the lovely Stellenbosch Academy of Sport at SAS. Hey, I took my boy a big out. Okay? It's the choice of champions. You know who I am. I'm Mr. Indeed. I am Mr. Bodybuilder. Juan de Jong in the building, and next to me is the one and only.
Guys,
he's not around. Don't go there.
It's not round anymore.
Don't go.
I'm going proper. I am the former Springbok scrum half, Rudy Page, represented the Rudy and Bulls, and now currently your MC that will be doing things around South Africa. Okay, I am Rudy Page. I'm excited for another episode. Springbok season is here, party, but I think because we are in Stellenbosch, our guest has also made strides in the space where we currently. This is your working space.
Yes, gedraaid.
Okay. Ek sal my gedra. But exciting episode. Really looking forward to having an authentic conversation with our guest. Maybe discussing Rassi's team selection later on. But first of all, because we are busy and we kind of want to get things going, we need to check in with each other.
Yes.
We need to calm down.
Are you okay?
Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not.
Okay. And I'm going to copy and paste. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But I'm good, partner.
Is it?
I'm good, yeah. It's been a lekker weekend. Obviously a cold weekend. A weekend you want to be inside.
Yeah.
But why not go to the DHL Stadium, Qatar Airways Cup? So that was fun as well. I mean, we got to enjoy the time with each other.
And Ruckers, before I'm going to say what we can expect on the show, I just want to make a massive shout out to everyone that was at the DHL Stadium, that said you guys were Ruckers, that said you guys watch every show, that we are part of your week. We really appreciate it, okay? And we'll make sure that we continue to work hard for you guys to make this as entertaining as possible. And I'm working on my English.
Okay, me too. Me too, indeed. Me
indeed.
Too. Okay,
and I must stop saying fantastic. But we're getting there.
And incredible as well. But yeah, like a weekend. I mean, we had our pre-show as well. 3:30 till 4 o'clock. That was brilliant with the Ruckers on SuperSport, your home of champions. And also Fan Frenzy, that was on Wednesday. Hey, nice and easy. And then Sunday, review. They know Sunday from now on. Ruckers,
every Sunday, 7 o'clock Ruckers. We got a live results review so that we encourage you guys to comment, give your opinion, that we can discuss that and make it as interactive as possible.
Yes.
Okay, Ruckers. But episode 103.
Yes. What we expect.
What can you expect?
Yes. Rudy Page will be in the gym. We expect that.
No, that is not that will not happen, Ruckers, sorry. But we will be discussing. SuperSport is running a campaign called the Dream Team, where you get a chance to vote. For the past 30 years, there's been 4 World Cups. The Springbok has won, but we're selecting one guy in each position. Only the best, the toughest team selection we've ever made as South Africans. We will be discussing the Dream Team selection this week. This week, it's the hookers that is up for grabs, okay? After this, we'll be discussing that. Then we've got our guest in the house. He hails from Bialha. He attended Tigerberg. He was originally a sprinter. He's one of the biggest outside backs that I know personally. He's a double Springbok.
Double, yes.
Played for the Springboks, played for the Sevens. Double. Springbok, as in French. He represented the Rudy and Bulls. Also played for a very prestigious club, Harlequins, in England, the Stoop. Travis Ismaiel will be in the house and it's going to be fun. Lekker. Ik ga tos. Okay? And if Trevi is done, then we'll be discussing Springbok rugby. Coach Rassi has made his team selections. We're getting stuck into that. And right at the end, France is taking on the All Blacks. The British and Irish Lions is currently on tour. And that will be a wrap of episode 103. Here we go.
Seatbelt time. And it's show time. My partner, let's get straight into the Dream Team. SuperSport Dream Team. So Ruckers, supersport.com. Go there and go pick your Dream Team. 15 weeks under bounds. We started with the loose set prop. Okay? With the loskop.
Loskopie?
Yeah, loskopie. Interessant. What's your man?
I would have probably gone with the Beast from Tawarira.
Is it?
Yes.
Centurion.
Centurion, and the fact
No
that
double Springboks?
he played through the good times and the bad times of the Springboks.
Oh.
That would have been for me. He was part of the team.
So
that-
it is a
So,
tough one. Yeah. I'm sorry for episode 101. Gatro Steenkamp, so we'll park him on the one side.
Okay.
The Ginger, the two double Springboks maybe could be an option. You know, the Beastie or Kata. But for me, it has to go to Osdurant.
Okay.
Specific reasons, 1985, 12-year gap into get another Rugby World Cup. It has to be him. And that's why he won.
The fans chose
The
him.
fan chose him.
Okay.
Okay.
But now,
I didn't copy and paste. Okay.
exactly. But like on the highway, we gotta move.
Two. Like
Number
a double
two.
Springbok is
We with number 2
Travis.
now. We with number 2.
The hooker.
The hookers.
Let's hook it up.
okay?
Let's hook it up.
Guys, and the options for this week is nice and simple. We've got the 2 current Springboks that are still playing.
Yes.
Bongi Mbonambi is one option that you can vote for. Malcolm Marx, another option you can vote for. John Smith, World Cup winning captain, option you can vote for. Bismarck du Plessis,
physicality.
okay, the natural freak of an athlete that he was, an option. Then we got James Dalton.
The last one.
Bullet.
Pew, pew.
1995, okay?
Pew, pew.
So that is the 5 options that you guys can vote for at the Dream Team,
Yeah.
SuperSport.com.
Supersport.com
Dream Team, okay.
Slash, that thing slash.
Let's
Dream
quickly
Team.
go. Who's your option?
Yo, okay, cool. Let's start at the top. Oof. Okay, let's cancel a couple of guys. Okay, I think I have to cancel Bullet. Okay, James Dalton, because I was a youngster, didn't
Yes.
feel that much. I mean, the only memory I have is the red card, that fight. Okay, in the Rugby World Cup.
It was Romania.
Yeah.
Romania game. Or
Interesting one,
Canada.
yeah. And then the other options, it's quite a tough one. Looking at, 2007, it's, John Smith and Bismarck du Plessis. I mean, John Smith was fantastic when it came to leadership in South Africa, leading the team forward. Bismarck put a lot of pressure onto John Smith. Then you got the 2 bullets as well, Bongi and Malky. So very tight one for me. But for me personally, okay, the one and only, okay, we said 2. We said hooker. Okay, for me, I have to go with John Smith. Okay, for specific reasons. I mean, leadership, what he's done for South African rugby, lifting the Rugby World Cup in 2007. He's a legend, he's a GOAT. I mean, he's done a lot for South African rugby, Centurion, when it comes to the hooker stage as well. It's a tough decision, but I have to go with John Smith just because of the big man that's done a lot for South Africa.
Yeah, and
And you?
I've thought long and hard about this. Because 30 years for World Cups is very difficult.
Yeah.
2 of those guys have won back-to-back Rugby World Cups. And you want to pick on talent and ability, but you also want to reward character. And that for me is why I'm making my selection. And I'm going to go with Bongi Mbonambi.
Hey, yes.
I'm going to
The
reward.
dog.
He's the fight of
He's
the
a
team.
dog.
So that is for me the reason why I'm going with
Yeah.
Bongi. 2019, he was on the bench.
Yes.
Played predominantly of the bench. And then 2023 in France.
Yeah.
Taking a bit of leadership. Being the only hooker there when Malcolm got injured.
Yes.
And I know how important Bongi Mbonambi is to this current crop of Springboks. And we've been saying that this is the best era in Springbok
Yeah.
rugby. And knowing Bongi's importance
Yeah.
and how we just get stuck into a fight. And for South Africa.
Ja.
Okay?
Ons vir jou,
Soos hy
Suid-Afrika.
vir Polly gesê het, vir Suid-Afrika en Bongi
Yes.
Mbonambi
Vir Suid-
will get my vote, okay?
Yes.
For the Dream Team selection.
Special, ja. No,
Special player, special human being.
Yeah, 100%,
and he's the ultimate character.
Ultimate character, ultimate Springbok as well. I mean, if you look at that clip after one of the games in the Rugby World Cup, I mean, where Ja came to him and he was crying inside the change room, that's special. That just shows the leadership he has. That just shows what South Africa means to him, but even the Springboks as well.
Okay, so John Smith,
Yeah.
Bongi Mbonambi, you guys go make your vote
Yes,
on
go. Go there now.
supersport.com and we'll see, I think Sunday, we'll make that announcement. Okay. Happy
Okay.
days.
Happy days,
Dream
yeah.
teams taken out. We've done our opening. We're ready for our guest.
Where we going? Huh? The double Springbok?
We're going for the double Springbok. Fantastic human being. So I can't wait.
Okay.
And I know he can speak English, so that should
can
be
he?
really good.
Is it not going to be chicky?
No.
Okay.
No, he's fluent in the English.
Okay. Let's see it. Okay, up next,
Travis Ismaiel. Come on, Slaki. Ruckers, very exciting. We have a big wing today in the studio. Currently, Siabonwa Logistics Marketing Manager. Also a business philanthropist. I don't know if that's the right word that I should put in there, but I've done it. He is the co-owner of Social Hub. Is that correct? Travis Ismaiel.
Yes,
Welcome
yes.
to Behind the Ruck.
Thank you for having me.
Sure, we're excited to
time.
have you.
Yeah.
By time. Why must he throw that in? By time.
Ruckers, and for me to make my friend feel really comfortable, when I phoned him to ask him to come on the show, he's like, oh, I'm afterthought. Oh, now you
yes,
want to
yeah.
get me on the show. Oh, now only I'm good enough to come on the show. It's been 100 episodes. Okay, it's lucky. But
Yeah.
how's life? How are you
nonetheless.
doing? How is everything? I mean,
Life's good.
Is
It's
it?
good, yeah. It's been exciting. Yeah, the last couple of months per se, especially this year. But life's good. We on the move. Everything's going ahead. Like I see you guys as well.
Up and
Labor
down.
up and down, but that keeps it exciting.
You gotta
Yeah.
keep busy to keep the skin folds away, especially when you're
100%,
retired as well. But he
yeah.
looks good, partner. I must give it to him. Huh? Is this a dad that looks like this, eh?
He,
Huh? It's
look,
a
he
good
does, have
example.
he does have a bit of fashion sense, Ruckus, and he speaks really well. And sometimes his IQ is not too bad. But I don't want him to give him too much compliments because the helmet will not fit on the head.
No, not at all, not at all.
Yeah.
But
You forgot
Trevi,
to say humble.
Oh, yeah.
no, I didn't mention it because I didn't forget about that. That is, but Boyke, I think maybe an important question that I don't want you to answer hastily or too quickly. But I think for us to have a context and have a decent conversation, are you retired? Are you still playing? Because I've mentioned your business ambitions and your position within Siabonwa Logistics that you've taken up recently. So, are you retired? Are you still currently playing rugby? Can you shine a light on that, please?
Yeah, the ins and outs.
Define a retirement for me, partner.
Done with pro rugby.
That is well done, buddy.
Beautiful.
Well done.
No, look, I'm still playing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm playing a bit of club rugby. Not officially retired. I think retirement is obviously then you put a lock on it, basically.
Yes.
If
When you play
do
charity
retire.
matches, like Cape Town Tens and those type of
then
things.
it's done in terms of that aspect. Currently, I'm not playing professional rugby, as you guys might know. I'm currently involved with Hamilton's
Oh, yes.
rugby club. Beautiful, loving it. Great team to be part of and great club to be part of. So, yeah, no, I'm not officially retired, to answer your question. Still
Yeah.
playing, still stretching the limbs a bit.
Yes.
Hou die knieën nog bietjie los.
And as a Springbok, Ruckus, because I've also played club rugby the day I returned from France, but I want to hear his perspective on why club rugby is so important and why he still wants to play rugby even though you're not retired yet. So for you, a Springbok, Boks and Bulls player, what is it like playing club rugby? And I know we've had these discussions not here, but how have the people treated you at club games, the opposition players?
Yeah, they're checking the team sheets.
Please.
Yeah. It's a big game coming up.
It's fun. Interesting. Let's use that word. I think it was always part of the plan or ambition for me to play some club rugby when I'm done, or play some recreational rugby, if I can put it like that, where that's the last time I had the same feeling with regards to rugby was when I was at high school. We all know that feeling where it's just fun. You're going out with a few mates, you're playing some rugby, enjoying it. And that's a goal for me in terms of the rugby currently, especially with the club rugby, is to go out there and enjoy it, because obviously, like you guys would maybe know, so I've had a very injury-prone career, if I can put it like that, unfortunately. And for me, it was always a case of, while I can play, I'm going to play. And while I'm fit enough to play, I'll continue playing. Whether it's professionally, whether it's at club level, whether it's... Because at the end of the day, we play rugby because we love it. I play it because I love it. And whether it's in front of 30,000 people, and whether it's at the club game, which is also sometimes feels like there's 30,000 people, it's the same feeling. It's you enjoy it. You run out there with your brothers, and while you can do it, and while you're healthy enough, I feel you should do it, because it's not something once your body says, look, time's up. You need to move on.
You still feel, there's
100%.
something in there. Yeah, and when you called it and the clubs knew you were in the market, was there a lot of offers coming in? What was it like, eh?
In terms of?
In terms of clubs wanting you? Or was it just like, okay, I'm going to give it a go at Hamilton's?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting story as well. So I was injured. I got injured about a year and a half ago. I ruptured my Achilles. I was actually at the Sevens at the time and ruptured my Achilles. And that was actually a difficult time to go through. And it was at that time where it was like, look, maybe it's, I just come back from having a career ender where I was forced to retire and worked hard to come back. And then I was in a crossroads. Basically, it was like, okay, maybe this is the end. This is where I'll have to call it. And eventually decided, consulted a few people. It's a lonely time, and sometimes you need to speak to some people. You consult your own thoughts, consult some people, and eventually made the decision, I'll take it day by day, see how the body holds up, because by then I've been out of rugby, I think, for 3 years in total. And I still felt fine. So I felt good. Just obviously I had an injury and told myself, I'll take it day by day. I'll see how the body reacts if I can get myself in good shape again. Get myself in one piece where I'll still be competitive.
Yes,
I can still run around with the young boys. As we get that 30 mark, one show over that 30 mark.
It's a dangerous mark, that one, yeah. The Skinful just wants to add. But let's talk about career ender. I mean, and a lot of rugby players, actually go through career enders. It's a small percentage. Talk us what you went through, how did it happen actually, and what the mindset you were in.
Yeah, that's actually something I've played over in my mind quite a lot. And the process the events that got me to that place is actually quite interesting as well, because obviously it's all of our dreams. You want to play for the Springboks, and once you get there, you obviously want to stay there. It's the pinnacle of where we are, especially in South African rugby. And yeah, so I had the opportunity, or I was blessed enough to make my debut for the Springboks, and that's initially where I hurt my shoulder the first time, and finished the game. And so that, thinking back in retrospect, it's like a bittersweet moment. Making my debut, playing for the Springboks, been a dream. It took me 8 years of ups and downs, injuries. Like I said, I was unfortunately, I was quite injury prone in my career. Eventually got there, and in that game got injured. And at the time, I didn't know how serious the injury was, but eventually I had to go for op on my shoulder. That led to having to go for another op, got through the rehab, got back on the field, everything went well. And by the second time, when I hurt my shoulder again, that's when they obviously advised I had some nerve damage and stuff like that. So I'll have to. It wasn't a immediate call of you're done. You won't be able to play again.
It was a prolonged process.
Yeah, exactly. So I did the rehab, they did the op, and got back onto the field. And the first game I played, within 30 minutes, my shoulder just went again, and it was clear the op was good enough, or it worked, but it just wasn't strong enough in the rugby terms.
Very quickly for me, just to follow your timeline, your first injury happened in Washington. It was Rassie Erasmus' first game as Springbok coach against Wales. Then, did you do it again after that? Did you have another surgery in between? You played again?
Yeah. So
2 shoulder surgeries before you got onto the field again?
Yep. 100%. That's the one.
And for which team did you get your third one? When you just mentioned now it was in the first 30 minutes that you did your shoulder again.
So actually what happened was, so I got the op after I hurt it initially, and then there was some complications. I had a bit of infection and things like that. I had to go back in for them to take out the screws, clean it up, all those type of things. So I did the rehab for about I think it was 6 months. And obviously I just wasn't, I could feel, this thing's just not getting better. Eventually I had to go for a revision surgery, and they cleaned it up and then did rehab again for another 2 months. And that time coincided with me going over to Harlequins in England, and I played some rugby there.
Okay.
Not long after we started, the COVID hit, so I was there for a year in lockdown.
Lockdown was different that time. Yeah.
Got there, chilling there with the lockdown, and then came back to the Bulls in
21.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how I have it.
Yeah, I think, let's go with that one. And 2020, 2021, I'm not entirely sure, but started there the June month. And we had that whole run 10 meters apart pre-season where you're in lanes and all those type of things. And like Juba said, and that's where I had the realization during COVID, when you're done and you're not playing, follow my eyes and just...
I followed.
I thought you had a quick dig at me. Okay.
Just stay busy, because obviously I came out of COVID with quite some extra skin folds. Well, got through the pre-season. We had the Super Rugby unlocked, which the Bulls ended up winning. And
the trophy for the Bulls. Sorry, Ruckus. Sorry.
And so switched over immediately to Currie Cup directly after that. And in the first Currie Cup game, that's why I hurt my shoulder again. I'll never forget, that was against Province on Newlands. Hurt my shoulder, and I could feel that time, okay, look, this is something different. And ended up going for the surgery. I thought, it's a routine thing. I've been through injuries. I'll get back, do my rehab. I'll come back. Everything will be fine. And that's when I went through the whole rehab process of, it was about 6 months again, between 4 to 6 months. And during that time is when Jake had us playing some club rugby when you come back. So we were integrated. So to get some game time from after coming back from my injury, I went to go play for Centurion Club. And that is where I got that 30 minutes off the bench. And then within that 30 minutes, literally, it was the last play of the game. Got the ball. Think it was about two or three guys was tackling me. I fell on my side. They fell on me. Got up. End of the game. Final whistle blew. But as I fell, I could feel something, or the shoulder went again. And that was the final shoulder injury, if I can put it like that.
So is everything on the one side?
All on the right side, yeah.
So how many surgeries did you have you currently had on your shoulder? Wat ek so skouer te sê in Engels?
Shoulder to shoulder.
No.
Yeah, so I've had 4 surgeries on the shoulder. Yeah.
Sure. Hey, there's a chapter and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, especially after you're making your Springbok, because everyone, once you make your Springbok debut, you're like, I'm going now. This is my time to shine. And then everything happens like that.
Exactly.
It's quite a challenge. But let's talk about your mindset as well. During that time, during that 3-4 years, I mean, what was your mindset like? What did you go through mentally? Because sometimes this game is mental. There's a lot of stuff that got taken from you. I mean, it could be maybe contracts, it could be maybe fame, it could be maybe support from friends and maybe family as well. What you gone through?
You mean from the initial injury after the Boks?
This whole period,
yeah.
So they said, it's enough now.
Yeah, so that was, at the moment, you don't realize what's happening. It's obviously, we could have
compartmentalizing.
Compartmentalizing.
Look at me,
there we go.
Stop it.
As rugby players, we used to, you block off a season, you have a pre-season, you have a 6-week program, you have and that's what I did basically with most of it. And it's only when I did honest reflection based on how the last, and that's when I eventually had to retire. And within that first year or two, when I was figuring out what am I going to do after playing, that's when I did some honest reflection, and then I realized, but this chain of events that led me couldn't have just been coincidence, if you know what I mean. So what I did was each event was an event on its own
You take it,
at the time.
chapter by chapter. Yeah.
And obviously with that, COVID came in as well, and that was another event that hindered that progress. So I tried at best and at times to just stick in the moment, obviously, stick to a singular thing. This is wrong, let's fix this. And that's how I got through it. I took it week by week. Okay, this is the target for this week in terms of rehab. Let's go there. And next week, okay, here's the target. Just keep going there. And eventually, when you see again, it's 3 years has gone by and you've been...
Time flies, yeah.
Now, Ruckers, if you like our content and you love this conversation, I want you guys to smash the subscribe button
right
now below.
okay?
Please make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Sorry, Trevi, that was something new I wanted to try within the conversation. But Trevi and Ruckers, just for you guys to have context to our relationship, we spent a lot of time together. I think we do have uncomfortable conversations with each other. And I know how much you value hard work. And I think I want to talk about this because there was a period where you couldn't work hard, where patience was probably the most important thing in your life. Why is it so difficult to be patient when everything in your body is, I need to provide for my family, I need to be a good role model for my kids, I need to be a good husband, I want to work hard. But then you get that period where you got 4 surgeries. Now you can't work hard, and now you have to apply patience and just, is it diligence? Is that the...
diligence, yeah.
So in that time, was patience the main thing for you? And not the fact that you couldn't do the hard work that Travis Ismaiel is so good at and loves to do?
So to be completely honest, I'd be lying if I say I was always patient and it was all good and well, because at the end of the day, you do get home. Luckily, I have a very supportive wife who knows me, and she knows what I'm like. Like you said, I like working hard. I like being active. I like being productive as well. And for me, a very important part was, or what I figured out during that time was actually working out the plan, whether it's a short plan for a weekly plan or a daily plan, and having the discipline to stick to the plan. Because obviously, like you said, it's that patience thing where you want the results, you want to get back on the field, you want to expedite the whole process, you want to run around with your teammates. So patience was a big thing, and obviously at night there's no one to speak to when it's time when it gets quiet and you calm your mind. And that's where it got a bit difficult at times as well, in that dark place, obviously. And it's just about reminding yourself that this is the situation now, this is the plan. If you do want to alter it, or if you do want to adjust something or feel a sense of productivity or achievement, you're either going to have to adjust the plan or set a different goal that is achievable within that. And what I did a lot was, because I'm a big family guy as well, I spent a lot of time with my family, with my kids, and I would set small goals within that, you know what I mean, with what I want to do with my family, how can I help my kids, how can I do that, just to have that small breakaways within that process. So what I was difficult, or what I struggled with as well was, like you said, I like working hard, so I don't like taking an off day. So I used to work that in. I would be like, okay, today I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm a bit impatient, or I'm getting a bit aggravated, or then I'll just take a step back. I'll be like, okay, let's have an off day tomorrow then. Because you're injured, and you have the luxury to do that. Obviously, when you're playing, you are bound to a program and the structure of the week, and you don't really have a choice. But when you're injured, you have a bit more control within that, and so you can play around with that. And that helped me a lot with for life after rugby. Sorry. So to adapt on the flow, to make new plans, to realize when you push hard again and when you need to take a step back and just revise and go through what's been working and what hasn't been working.
But yeah, I want to know actually, because I'm listening at you and it feels to me like you're not taking a no for answer. Am I right when I pick that up? Like if something happens to you, you're like, no, okay, the next chapter, let's focus on the next thing. Yeah, especially like when you retire, the doctors say you can't play anymore, but you still said, listen, no, I'm going to come back, because that's why you went back to the sevens as well to give that a shout. Am I right by saying that?
Yeah, 100%. And like Rudy would say, he likes telling me, so I don't believe in pondering too long on a thing. And to be honest, I don't really hear no when someone or when there's an obstacle, I don't really see it, and he likes telling me because I'll make a decision like this. So and it's not necessarily like that. I've thought about it, I've contemplated it, but once I decide, I actually I go and I
put behind you and you go,
and I'll consult the people whose advice I value, the opinions that I value. I consult. I do.
If I may ask.
Number one, my wife.
Yes.
I have a few close friends
close friends
who I will consult.
Okay. Is he also?
And in business, I've had a few. I've been blessed with a few good partners and experienced people who can give me honest opinion and stuff like that. So I take that into account, and once a decision is made, it's made. And an obstacle or a failure to me, it's not a no, or it's not a sign of failure. It's like I said, you work out a new plan and you go about it, and there's different ways to reach the same destination. You know what I mean?
That's what you see as well. I mean, there's a lot of good people around, and we saw it when we gave the bakkies out to the boys, like Mani Lebok and Warwick Galant. I mean, Charles Lehman from Bonwa actually spoke about you and what you meant to them, and what the purpose and the stuff that you actually gave to him, which actually is a good thing when it comes to what you, not only what you give, but what people give to you as well.
But I also want, and he spoke really well, Ruckus, about the tough times and the resilience. But I want to mention the fact that, and we can talk about it, you can just listen for a little bit. The fact that they told him to retire, that he had a career-ending injury, and then coming back from that and still being able to play for the Blitzboks.
Yeah.
Obviously, for me, that is what I want to celebrate always. And we fight a lot on the phone and we argue, but and that a lot of people and kids sometimes out there go in the dumps. And if there's hopefully one kid that's listening today that takes something from Travis' story, that pivot thing that you just said now. If someone says, nou, hier ons is wie, en ons adept, okay, die dokter, hy weet enig wat hy praat, gaat ons. Dat was 'n lang storie, Ruckus, wat ek eintlik 'n lekker punt gehad het.
Sy grootste punt is, hoekom is hy slakkie? Is hy nie 'n winger?
Is it? Yes. Winger, groot winger.
Waar komt die nickname vandaan?
That's a good question.
Slakkie. Was it slakkie? Is it slak, like the slow slak?
According to me, your partner over here gave me the nickname because I see in waar ek het die meeste hoor.
Is he the only one? Slakkie?
No, look, if it comes to his nickname, Ruckus, I think it was Sampy. I'm not too sure. Sampy Mastery. Yeah. Sampy Mastery somewhere at training said Slakkie or something, and that stuck. And like any nickname, any nickname is the one that you don't like hearing. That generally sticks with the boys. That obviously stuck. But Trevi, we spoke about the tough times. And I know there's also been up to now brilliant rugby times. Playing for a very successful Bulls team. Winning the Junior World Cup in Cape Town. I know how proud you are about the fact that you were athlete back in the day and your sprinting times. Which of those stands out? The great memories, the highs that you achieved?
The ultimate high for me was that debut I made in Washington. It was on my birthday. It's been a long time coming. It was...
Try on your birthday, debut on your birthday. Wow.
Oh, beautiful.
What age?
It was
29?
26, yeah.
Yo, young blood.
Hij was young.
Yeah. So it was that stands out as a big moment, especially the journey leading up to that. What I had to go through and endure leading up to that. Funny enough, in that season, I was injured for a few weeks as well, and I also thought, I'm not gonna make the squad, or I won't be in there. Fortunately enough, blessing, I was still included in the squad, and I got the opportunity to make my debut. And yeah, that is definitely a high. With the SA Under-20 win here in Cape Town as well, I'll never forget. On Newlands, it was a packed Newlands. It was quite an experience. So those two, when it comes to rugby, was actually,
the top of top.
Top, yeah. Springbok, the Washington one, definitely.
Representing the Bulls at Loftus.
Yes.
Especially the period when we came through, the guys that was in front of us, it took a little bit of a while for them to...
There was dogs.
For the Lumpies. And how rewarding was that, Trevi, once you became the starting wing of the Vodacom Bulls?
Oh, yeah, that was... it was quite rewarding. At the time, obviously, because you quite young that time, and rugby's obviously a very competitive environment. So it takes a while to get yourself to believe and tell yourself, okay, I'm actually the starting wing, or the preferred wing, let me put it like that, in that position, because as we know, it can take you 1 or 2 games and you can be the next big thing, and then it takes you 2 or 3 games, and then you're back in that buppy and trying to get that trying to get that position back. But yeah, when it finally sunk in, which would probably be after my first season, heading into my second season, I was like, okay, this is a season I can actually anticipate, and which I'm most likely going to be playing and starting on wing. So that was quite nice, because then you could focus on the things you want to do, be better at the things you want to work on, knowing you've had a few games there and what you can bring to the team, and knowing most of the guys you're playing against. So you can start preparing yourself for that and have a more specific preseason, if I can put it like that.
Yeah, just as the Bulls family as well, man. But let's talk about I want to talk about that. Your time at the Bulls. I mean, the Bulls actually gave you a second chance after Harlequins, after, I mean, the shoulder injury and stuff like that. And it can relate me to a little bit of the late Cornel Hendricks. The Bulls also gave him a second chance, and that was Jake White. And I know a lot of is going on when it comes to the Bulls right at the moment with players and coaches and stuff like that. But what did the Bulls mean to you? And what I've seen also, the family with the Bulls. I mean, what they've done for Cornel now, this past couple of weeks, and showing that family environment. And what did you feel?
I must say, so coming from Cape Town and moving up to the Bulls, initially I was a young man, 18, going up here. All I knew was Cape Town. So the first I would say the first year or 2 over there was quite tough, because obviously it's very different. But stepping in there from day one, like Rudy would know as well, the culture is rich at the Bulls. And
culture rich, contract rich too.
Come So coming there, I must say you had a clear sense of direction and who the Bulls are, what the Bulls stand for. You got there was no confusion. You knew, okay, these are the senior guys, you're still a junior, so it was quite nice and refreshing. At the time, I didn't know it. Obviously, you learn best looking back, and after knowing the result. But it was quite refreshing, and like we said earlier, it's like Rudy would know, once a Bull, always a Bull. So the family element when it comes to it, and the culture again, in terms of how the Bulls plays rugby. There's the same culture of who you are as a blue bull when you walk off the field, when you're training, when you're preparing. So I had a great time in Pretoria. I learned a lot there. I mean, I went there. I was a boy, young boy, left there, grown man, who went through a lot. And then my family loved it. My wife loved it after they came up, and it was just a good experience. The people there, it was good.
It looks good, man.
It does. You don't have to say that.
No, I'm
you don't have to say that so softly. No. You were very loud, and all of a sudden that came out. It looks good. And I want to latch on to Trevi. I think I spent 6, almost 7 years, and we've met some of my best friends. I've met at the Bulls. Trevi was one of my best men, and the reverse for us. I think the fact that we that are from Cape Town or from the Western Cape, Pari, and you go there, you kind of find each other, and that becomes your family. Like playing overseas. So I think that is what made Pretoria so nice. When I was still I haven't met my wife at the time, Ruckus, and his parents were there. And that is where I went to eat Wednesday night. Sunday afternoon, spend time with his parents. And so I think that is what made Pretoria very special for me.
100%.
Trevi.
I agree. Because you create that bonds, obviously, from being away from mostly your support structure, and you become more open in meeting new people, getting to know new people. While you in your comfort zone, I would say, while you're at home, I was a schoolboy. You do the same things. You know the same people. You've established that relationships and that structure in your life. And going to a different place just opens that up for you. You're forced to open up and see new perspectives and experience new things.
And Trevi, before we move on, so did you win any junior trophies with the Bulls? Was there any?
Yeah.
How many?
We won the under 21. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, only one under 21. Played 3 finals, won 1.
3 finals.
3 finals.
Under 21, 2 finals, and under 19 final as well, but lost in the final.
Lost those 2 against
Province? Nah. That was against the Lions, actually. It was, Paul Willems in Kent Oosthuizen. That was they had quite a squad. They had
okay. Then I want to go to the fact that Travis Ismaiel grew up in Cape Town. Went to Tygerberg High School with... we know as Kantoor, but for the audience, Marvin Ori, a good friend of yours. You went with Justin Geduld, also a good friend that became very successful in life and in rugby. You've attended school with Eben Etzebeth, Adrie Warner, former Vodacom Bulls scrum half. Please talk to us through that period of your life and the people that you met there that now are also successful currently in the world of rugby.
Yeah, that was actually... that was a great time at Tygerberg as well. So we were fortunate enough, or let me put it like that, we had like a big group of very talented kids who came to Tygerberg at the same time, I would say, in consecutive years. And that time they had the athletics tournament, MTBS, and they still have it till today. And that was a big drawing card to get good athletes at Tygerberg, and that's how it happened that we were all there. And so it was me, Justin, Marvin, Eben was a year just ahead of me, so we played 1 year first team. And we had a very special, unique first team coach, I would say. So he took us through from under 14 to matric, Mr. Beresford. So we crafted hard under him, sessions before school, after school. It was, it's quite intense.
And am I correct when I say, how did you get to school? There wasn't a courses like we know. I don't know if Tygerberg's got a courses. Did you have to travel a distance to get to Tygerberg? What did that situation look like?
Yeah, so I grew up in Bella. So obviously, when I went to Tygerberg, I had to take taxi to school, like most of the people from Bella. So that is actually quite an interesting story. So we used to have training sessions before school. 6:30. I'll never forget. So as we can see, it's winter in Cape Town. It gets quite cold. And so my little sister, she's about 7 years younger than I am. And she was about 6, 7 at the time. So obviously I had to be at training at 6:30. But to get to school, we obviously have to take taxi. But to get to the taxi, we had to walk like, say, 1.5 kilometers to the stop. We will get the taxi, and then I had to walk her to school. So I would get off. So say we'll leave home at 5. We'll leave home at 5. Sometimes it's misty, sometimes it's raining, but it was
5 in the morning.
5 in the morning, yeah. Then, yeah, I'm 14, she's 7. Hit the road to the taxi rank or the stop, jump on the taxi, then I would get off at her stop with her because it was quite a distance in for her to walk from the stop again to her school. She's 7 years old, she couldn't walk alone. Then I would walk to her school with her, and a lot of the times when we got there, it wouldn't be open yet. Then she'll have to wait in front of the school. Then it's, say, around 6. And that was about, say, 2-3 kilometers away from Tygerberg, her primary school, and I need to make it to training. So I remember many mornings dropping her at school. Then from there, I trek maar die karimo se streppie styf. And dan jy op 'n draffie. Then I'm on a jog trying to make it in time for the session. I made it mostly, but a lot of times, or sometimes obviously, got there a bit late. But yeah, I think it was about 3-4 kilometers from the school. Yeah, so that was my journey. Traffikie, oefen. Then after school, obviously, I have another session, rugby session, and back to her, boom.
Same routine back home.
Same routine, get home at around 6, 7. Then you go again tomorrow morning. Daar gaat jy, 'n bietjie rugby.
Yes,
but it was
fun.
Worth the rugby was worth it to me, I would say.
Yeah, when did you realize actually, okay, I want to become a professional, or let's make this rugby thing a thing, or I want to become a Springbok? When did you realize that?
That would be after I got to the Bulls. Yeah, after, yeah. I think
not in school that you think like, I want to become a Bok.
Nah, I wasn't at. Look, it was more a thing of, I would love to play rugby. I didn't follow rugby as much at school, so I didn't know. No models,
no nothing, no.
I knew the Springboks. We didn't have DSTV and those nice things. So it's open time. You know the Springboks, you know the New Zealanders. So yeah, that was the case for me. But in terms of when it came to Super Rugby and Currie Cup and those things, I didn't know much about that. So even when I got to the Bulls, I didn't know who Coach Frans was. I didn't know he was the head coach when I got there. And Heineke Meyer, I didn't know Heineke. I remember my first day walking into the Bros and they were receiving all of us, and the guys were walking past, and you introduce yourself. Hello, I'm Travis, whatever. And I introduced myself to Heineke, but I didn't know who he was. And he was like, jy lekker, nee, jy's lekker lank, nee. Ons kan jou ook, jy's Travis, vleel, ja. Ons kan jou ook, Pierre Spies, jy het gesien, Pierre Spies speel na agste man. I was like, hey, if I had known the term, I would have been like, hey, seatbelt oom, asseblief, seatbelt. But yeah, so he said that, and yeah, that's the first time because I remember asking Marvin afterwards, because we were roommates at the Bulls getting there, and I was like, hey, wie's die uncle wat nou, ja, man wil my agste man maak, ek kon nog nie. But yeah, so it was quite interesting. So, and at that time, again, I enjoyed the rugby. Yeah. I loved it. I played the game. I'm not going to lie and say it was never I wouldn't say a thought to play pro, because there was guys around me like a Marvin. He got contracted from the Bulls, and then I was like, oh, those Bulls. How did you get contracted? How does it work? Because I thought it's like at school, you go play some trials and then you can maybe make the team and whatever. And then he was like, no, he's moving up to Pretoria. And I was like,
there's levels to this.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't know it works like that. But Eventually, later on, I obviously got contracted from him, and one thing led to another, and
And Travis, just for the Ruckers, for context, you didn't play Craven Week.
nah, never
No
played
Craven Week. You were athlete predominantly at Tigerberg.
Yeah.
Did you run the 60 meters, the 80 meters, the 100 meters? What event were you strong at, and what was your best time?
Okay, yeah, so I did it's quite a journey, but I ended up,
Yes.
400 meters was my main event, 200 meters and 400 meters.
So Wade van die Kerk so goed.
Wade van die Kerk so goed,
Ek
ja.
is met jou. Met jou.
Yeah, he was actually, he was doing 100 meters and 200 meters back then, yeah. So I did 200, 400 predominantly, but 400 was my event. So that's what I went to go and compete at essays for and those things. So yeah, I think my time in that was 47.3 was my PB. And
Slakker?
yeah,
It is slak. Don't call him slak.
I knew he was very good because he's very tall and he's very fast. But that's quite quick, boykie.
En high jump?
I jumped. Nee. Die ruggie wil nie buig.
No curve.
Yeah,
That's quick. Sissy.
Yeah, so it's an interesting story. Can I share a story?
Yes.
Just grab bezig.
Yeah, so actually at SA's, I think it was in 2010, competing at SA's. So what I used to do at Province, when you qualify for SA's at a certain event, so I qualified for 200 and 400 to go to SA's, but my 200 time wasn't as great as I thought. I might make final, but I won't medal in 200 meters. But let me do it because my 400 meter event is spaced out quite nicely. So do 200 meters, do the heat the first day, nice, all good and well. And the second day, to speed the story up, we doing the semifinals for the 200 meters. So that time I didn't know Wade. I knew about Wade, but I didn't know Wade. And there was another guy, I can't remember, from Grain College as well. I can't remember his name exactly. So they were in the semifinals before us. So Wade, I think, was in the first semifinal. And this other guy from Grey in the second semifinal. Long story short, Wade kicks off the semifinal and he comes in, I think, in a 20.9 seconds for the
200.
semifinal, 200 meters.
Ismix. School.
Okay. This is matric, grade 12. I'm like,
my polo race vannacht.
I was like, okay, 20.9 semifinal. I'm sure he was holding back. I was like, okay, it was nice. This 200 thing was nice, but this is where we call it for the competition. And I stuck to my strength because he's compatriot from Grey College. Also, I think came in like 21 seconds. I don't know if the time has any relevance to you guys, but
no, it's quick. No. Ruckers, I speak about this polo that I drive often. And I believe that polo in 200 meters sometimes also can't do 20 seconds. Okay. All right. Trevi and Ruckers, we're almost at the end of our conversation, but I always feel very, we need to empower this part. You've had and I don't want to say a career and it sounds like it's done, but I want to talk about the here and the now that you're currently busy with. Co-owner of Social Hub, correct?
Yep.
Working for Siabona Logistics. Quickly, just give us what is that like? What does Social Hub do? Where can we find Social Hub? What are you guys into as a company that you guys are busy with?
So, yeah, Social Hub is a company that me and my wife co-founded. She's in public relations and marketing and those things. So we co-founded that company. So it's mainly we have a events department when it comes to we specialize in events from corporate events to your daughter's 21st birthday. We do it all. And then we have the marketing department where we help small to medium-sized businesses with their marketing and their online presence and things like that. So yeah, that's the company we started. We're quite a young company when it comes to the lifespan of companies in terms of about 2 years old. And we're learning and growing as things go along as well. And we obviously looking to make a difference when it comes to, like I said, a small company who has a bit of more of a limited budget, if you can put it like that, and all those type of things.
Let me put a hypothetical out there, Ruckers. Let's say Behind the Ruck starts a road show. Do I call Social Hub to make that happen? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
So that will be, it's an event basically.
Yes.
And we handle that, we sort all that out. And we quite good at that, if I can put it
Yes,
with
yes,
customers.
So it is on social media. We just type in Social Hub. Is there a website we can throw somewhere down here?
Not yet. It's coming.
Okay,
It's
it's
coming.
It's
It's
coming.
coming.
Social Hub
making.
on
Yeah.
social media. Go hit the follow now, Ruckers. Do your thing or support mekaar.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But Trevi, thank you so much.
Yeah,
100%. Thanks for
Appreciate
having me.
your time, the conversation.
Yeah.
It was really, I know how proud you are about your story, and you know I feel that you have to tell your story, because I think there's so many lessons for a lot of players out there, because not every player career is going to look like from start till
Sunshine and
finish,
rainbows.
no injuries, sunshine and rainbows. And always think, partner, it's our responsibility to share.
To share, yeah.
And thank you for
100%.
sharing your story and everything. And it's lekker to talk to you.
Yeah, 100% lekker to catch up, man. And thanks for making the time. Obviously, I'm pretty sure, and I know there's youngsters out there that will follow the story or will take something from the story. And like we said, it's only a percentage that have career enders, and what you've done past your career ender and coming back and telling the people, no. It's inspiring for a lot of youngsters out there. So it's fantastic to have you on the show, and all the best for the next.
Dank
Yeah.
je,
And
dank je.
if you play against Hamiltons, take it easy, my friend. Dat gaat het.
Okay.
Dat is chirpies van die kant af.
Thanks, Travis, man.
Ik like dat ene. Ik like dat ene.
Yep. Okay, guys. And that is Travis
Ismaiel, Ruckers. Lekker. Nice and deep.
Interesting
and
stories.
Very interesting and look, very
Yeah.
proud of my friend and what he's achieved
100%,
and
yeah.
what he's overcome. But this weekend, partner, we've got some exciting rugby coming
exciting
up.
rugby
It's
indeed,
the first test of the year.
100%, yeah. And a lot of rugby actually coming up. Let's get to the fixtures. Just starting off on Saturday night is New Zealand versus France. 9:05. That's going to be a cracker for one, with the Waratahs versus the British and Irish Lions at 12 o'clock. But the big one at Loftus Versfeld, waar rof is en onbeskof is, Springboks versus Italy at 5:10.
So is France-New Zealand game Friday?
Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
Saturday
okay.
morning, like always, koffie in jou biscuitjie, dan gat jy.
Oh, I love it though, but it's going to be a fantastic day then. Early on the All Blacks against France, even though it's a B-side
team,
from France.
yes.
Then it's the British and Irish Lions, am I correct?
Yep,
After
yep,
that.
yep.
And then after that, I
It's
think
a very important one.
but also the Springbok women's are playing.
Yes, before the game at Loftus
So
as
there's
well.
4 games back to back to
To
back
back.
to back. How many is that for?
Yeah.
Back to back to back to back.
And there's
4
another game,
games.
okay, pre-show. They must not forget, okay? Half
Yes.
past 3.
3, please,
Come on.
Ruckers, tune in. We'll be live.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Springbok team is out. Interesting faces, partner. Huh? Yes, if you look at the Springbok team, couple of new boys.
Interesting team. Look, the changes that stands out for me is obviously Jasper coming in, Polly coming
Yes.
in, Gaza coming
Gaza,
in.
yeah. It's been a while for Gaza. Still shotting at the number 50, especially in that pivot position where Fassi's been dominating. We got Willie there as well. It will be good to see what Gaza can do. It's been a while, especially for him. Good opportunity.
Excellent. Look, partner, I think this team and the brilliance of Rassi is he can select Fassi at fullback, and Fassi was brilliant against the Barbarians. I know what Willie still can bring to
Yes.
the party and how good he has been for the Bulls throughout the season as a playmaker. Iniesta.
Yeah, yes.
Sit die man aan die game.
Yes.
Sit die man
Skitty
aan die
boom, boom,
game.
boom.
Okay? But having Gaza back, who's a generational talent.
Yeah.
We've obviously been deprived of seeing the talent that he is
Yeah.
on the screen because of the little naughty red card Gaza got
okay.
and the last Thomas game. But Jasper Wiese back to carry and make sure that we get over the gain line. I'm excited for this game,
excited
partner.
for this game, yeah. I know it's not a full-strength Italy team. A lot of the players have been rested, especially Miguel Maro. Okay, guys, go check out this episode as well. Okay, see what the Italy boys are up to, especially when it comes to these two tests. But it's just lekker to see we back to a 6-2 split. Willie's getting his opportunity, and proud to see that actually he will get his opportunity and maybe get to 99 and hopefully get to 100 in his next couple of games. But yeah, Springbok rugby is looking good. We've got options. We can. Rassi's playing chess. Okay.
Yeah. Boykie, that's just going into Mr. Suit here. That suits everywhere. Because Rassi maakt het zo. Okay, now I want a grey suit. Kies vir Willie op 15. Now I want a tuxedo. Kies vir Gaza op 15. Now I want this. Kies vir Jasper.
But 6th of September, he must make 15 nice suits.
Okay.
Eden Park, okay. That's a big one.
Very quickly, let's get a score prediction for the Italian Springbok game. Ed Loftus, altitude, 10+5. What are you seeing will happen in this game?
At Loftus. Jake White. It could have been 80. But let's not go there, partner, okay? I would say, it's going to be a pump, okay, from the box side. Hopefully it's dry conditions. We've got the power ranges. We know what Kirtley has done. We know what Cheslin can do. Dry, wet, Okay, so the power we have from the back, the power we have from the front, the 6-2 split, the guys coming off the bench, the Kwagga Smiths, your Franco Mostert, your Eggy Sneemans coming off the bench, it is going to dominate them. So I'm going to go Springboks, let's make it +20.
I'm going to go Springboks +30.
30? Could have been 80. Okay.
Could have been 80. Look, the field's going to be dry.
Yeah, yes,
I don't see it raining in Pretoria. I know there's predictions the Friday before the game, there's a bit of showers. But just seeing what they've done against the Barbarians, partner, in those conditions, putting on 52 points to 7, knowing Italy is not resting some of their players. +30, boy.
+30. Hey?
I think we're in for a spectacle at Loftus. Hopefully we can see Tony Ball.
Yeah.
That's what they're calling it, I think.
Tony Ball. Guys,
Tony Brown
out the back and would a bam. Yeah, and if that goes well, if we can get +30, then it's opportunity for the youngsters to get opportunity in the last test. It's opportunity for youngsters to get, especially in the Georgian test, because when it comes to the Rugby World Cup 2027, we want these youngsters, we want Damian Willemse, or not Damian Willemse, but Sasha Van Wyk and Gomezulu, Morna and the Krap in the boys. You need them with 30 caps. They must look experienced when they come to the Rugby World Cup. So it's exciting meeting. Huh?
Exciting. Are you going for New Zealand against France?
Same.
Who are you going for?
+20. New Zealand at home. It's a weekend France team. There's no Dupont. No Dupont is a different gear. Lagarak and the boys are playing.
Even though
but there's
that
no
France
stars.
team beat England at Twickenham?
It's +20.
+20?
Yeah, they're going to smash him. They're going to smash him off the park. That's what I think. I think the British and Irish Lions will also get one over the Waratahs as well.
Yes.
So hopefully... Yeah.
So Juan de Jong is going Springboks by 20, All Blacks by 20, British and Irish Lions
to beat Waratahs. Yeah.
Not by 20.
Also by 20.
We get 20,
okay,
20,
it's
20.
20, okay. We're not in COVID, it's not 2020.
I think the game that's going to be close, I'm going to go with a French game. All Blacks to win, don't get me wrong. But I think the French has got talent that can put up a fight. Nolan Lagarec is a really good 9. He kicks well for poles. They did last year they went to Argentina, also a B team. They beat Argentina in Argentina, the French side. This time around, they beat England at Twickenham a weekend ago. All Blacks by 8 to 10.
8 to 10?
8 to 10. One try in it.
In it.
Yeah.
We'll see on Saturday morning when we do our coffees and stuff. But I like a weekend of rugby coming up, and we're going to be at Loftus. Okay, Raka? So please, whenever opportunity, check us out. On the pre-show at 3:30 to 4 o'clock, we got to run around, okay? Have some chaos with the Loftus fans. So be nice to us there as well. And our fan frenzy also happening when it comes to Wednesdays, guys, okay? That's episode 103 in the building, okay? And Behind the Ruck is supported by SuperSport Bet, the one and only SuperSport Bet. So please, guys, sign up. Like you've signed up, like you subscribe to Behind the Ruck, it's time for you to get your skin in the game and go follow it and make your picks and get the right picks. Okay, indeed, yeah.
Massive thank you to Sasri Rugby for allowing us here on the indoor rugby field, the training facility. It's been awesome being here. Where my partner works and where Travis Ismaiel, our guest, has been part of the 7th Blood Book.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
guys.
After this episode, we're going to have a one-on-one. Run it straight with you. Are you ready?
That is dangerous. Okay. No, running straight.
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
Dangerous indeed. Yeah, guys. I'm Juan de Jong.
I'm Rudy Pates.
And the Ruck is clear. Bye.
See you guys next week. Bye-bye.